That's oh, Hector's here. Sorry. Hi, Hector.
Oh, hi Liz. What's up, Hulk?
Yo, Hector, what's up, man? Thank you for the super chats, man. That's great. That's great of you.
Yeah, can you hear me all right? I don't have my headset on today, so. All right, I didn't want to interrupt too much. I just whenever we can, I have some insights into these people. I had a personal contact with these people, including Wobbly and Twinsburg.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, please tell us what you know, because we're up here trying to psychoanalyze it and figure out what's going on with these people. So you actually know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us the scoop.
When I was adult, I would give Wobbly a lot of funny meme ideas, like just the Joe Rogan type, like, oh, hey, how about this, dude? A huggy sodomy led to, just diaper wearing because he was a little guy, we're like, okay, that'd be funny. And those kind of things, like that kind of stuff, I would communicate with her, and she'd be. But now, it's even better because I got a Boone cat because that guy's the meme king. And yeah, so that's how I kind of interacted with Wobbly, and then I met her at the fest last year. And the funny story was that so me, I was always just trying to be the helpful guy. So I was trying to get a hometown a ride, on my way from the air. We're gonna get to the same airport, I believed. And in my eyes, I don't know anything about the Midwest. I was just like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to St. Louis, Missouri the whole time, right? Even though Adam had told me, oh, we're going to Springfield at some point in our conversation, but I was like, all right, cool, we're going to St. Louis. So he flew into St. Louis, I flew into Springfield, and then I'm like, oh shit, hey bro, wrong airport. And it's like I think Springfield is only about an hour and change away from where the fest is, but St. Louis is about 3 to 4 hours. So he ended up having to get a ride somewhere else, and there was an ongoing joke that I was trying to make sure that Wobbly and that dude didn't marry each other, and that's why I was like making it difficult for him to.
You gave him the wrong directions. He flies into the wrong airport, so they don't get married.
Yeah,
and then the wedding, then the marriage only lasts a couple weeks.
Yeah,
maybe you did sabotage it.
I bet you there was way more chemistry between me and Wobbly, even though I wasn't really in. I'm married, and plus, even if I wasn't, I wouldn't really be into her. But I think she digged me more than Hometown from like the way she interacted with me, which is funny because there was.
Yeah, you mentioned you would give her shit a little bit. You'd kind of make fun of her. It seemed like she liked that because when she was talking about Jacobat doing that, you mentioned her body language. She was totally like blushing. I noticed that. She talked about, oh, Jacobat was making fun of me because I'm dyslexic and I have 1,000 names to read. And she was just like, she was in a totally different state of mind. You could tell the body language watching her talk about that. So it seemed like she's a guy. She's a girl who would like that if a guy could give her a little shit. Maybe clown on her a little. Like she would find that she would like. It sounds like maybe you would josh around with her. Are you there, Hector? We can't hear you, Hector. I don't know. We might have lost you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it does that when my screen goes blank. Sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, Hometown's literally autistic. He like I remember them sitting down together, like just during the day events, the boring shit, and he was sitting down and he was just like in his own world, and Wobbly, of course, would be socializing, but he'd be kind of like just in his own space. And yeah, like he I think he is, without joking, he might have like some sort of autism, because he was not very social. He didn't really talk much, and when he did talk, he'd have this really funky sort of like I guess he tried to be funny, but really wasn't. Yeah, but that was an interesting interaction seeing them too, because again, that was the joke with Adam, is that that she had a thing for me. And I'm just like, nah, forget. Like I'm kind of not naive, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, I'm not here for that. But it was just kind of a joke, because I remember when after the fest, she was like asking me if I was gonna make it out to Blue Spring, or the water spring, wherever they go swimming. There's like this cold spring that comes out of a cave. It's really nice out there, but or at least that part. But um, so I ended up going to that thing, and there was some bears there, including a lot of the Missouri bears. But yeah, it was a very weird vibe. I think Adam and
It's
I were
starting to make more sense now. Yeah.
Yeah, Adam and I agreed that like when we got there, it was just like the whole time I was just helping Adam and running around, getting him food and making sure that everything was running smooth, charging batteries. Um, so I didn't really have a lot of time to socialize, other than socializing with a lot of the people that I would like interact with in the chat. Pretty much the most active people in the chat, and which tend to be more of like the darker folks, I would say. Like, I guess even though we were still in that cult without knowing it, like we kind of gravitated towards the people that were kind of more like us in a way.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the people were there were like, seriously, not to be racist or anything, they were really like, picky kind of people. Like, you have like people just dying in the heat, and yeah, it was just a really interesting experience for me. And but it was good to have Adam for sure there, because I felt so out of place the whole time. Uh, you know, and I'm at Twinsburg, and I came out on airs time, like not like the full streams, but it was when they would had open forums.
So, what made you quit the cult,
Mm.
Hector?
Yeah, after I actually was gonna leave a lot earlier, but Adam kind of kept me in. So,
Mm.
um,
Yeah.
because I was like at that time, I was really like Adam was one of the guys that I was helping.
Two ex-NASA engineers just created a way to cool rooms in under 90 seconds using barely any power.
Out a lot, like around his homestead and his projects. So, I was about to bounce. He'll tell one day, he'll tell you, but I was like, dude, after the Jim Bob debate, I'm like, 'cause I'm really getting orthodox, kind of leaning more towards that, and
Right.
like listening to Jim Bob a lot, because just like learning about like debating styles and philosophy, like all the point how to debate against atheists, and so I was like, dude, I don't know, man. Like the whole thing about Jim Bob and his wife, I was like, that didn't really seem right with me and all that. I talked with Adam, and Adam was like, "Well, Adam didn't really listen to Jim Bob, so he was like, whatever, dude, fuck that guy, dude. Like, we got a good thing, we got a good."
Yeah.
Like again, it was just about the community. It was about building. So like, let's stick it out. And so I just kind of kept working with him, and that's how I ended up in the fest. As I volunteered to help her.
So, looking back, do you feel like you overlooked a lot of things, a lot of flaws that Owen showed that you kind of
Yeah,
they should have? Yeah.
I did, because even though they were like, because I'm a pretty critical. I mean, I'm an attorney, so I get to see all these things, right? So it's not like I'm just like following blindly. And
Yeah.
I would like, for example, like I never donated, because when he would do his double speak, I would listen to the positive side. But again, I guess that's more a reflection about myself. I would listen to like, oh, hey, instead of throwing $400, do your own bird target. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I invested a lot into like this
Ah,
house, my house, like project,
yeah.
like of chicken coops and
Yeah.
like little kids garden, and like I just invested in tools and all these things, so I was like, all right, cool. Like he does, I get it. It's all about community,
Yeah.
That's we fight a lot of misnomers where the people will try to label all bears as this or all bears are stupid. You have to be so dumb to follow Owen Benjamin. And you are up here living proof. You're an attorney. You're not a dumb guy.
Yeah, wow.
All right.
Wow. Mm.
And
Yeah.
Jim Bob's not a dumb guy, but you guys were
No.
under this. Yeah.
You know how to recite, things they've learned and memorized, and
Mm.
a lot of attorneys are kind of scammy, but even then, but still, it does require some level of critical thinking, or at least like using facts and
Well,
either your
well,
point of view.
there are people who followed Jim Jones who were Harvard graduates and stuff, Ivy League graduates. So I've
Yeah,
always maintained that. Whenever people would try to tell me all bears are stupid, why would you care about it? I always try to tell them that's not the case. It's not about. You don't have to have a low IQ to abandon your critical thinking.
I will say though, the ones that are left are IQ, because at this point there's so much evidence. You know, like I said, I saw firsthand the type of person Owen was, like through Adam, and I think maybe that's why God kind of kept me in it, because even though like my heart wasn't fully like behind Owen, I was still like in it for the community. I got to be like his witness, and I got to, like if it weren't for me being there with him, I think it would have been a lot worse for him. And it would have been harder for him to kind of go through with it. So, because I was able to like kind of coach him on certain things, though I didn't give him any legal advice, because, but I did coach him like from my experience, from my personal experience, and he, through his emotional stuff that he was going, because it hit him hard. I mean, just to think that, because Adam, like he's like a super loyal guy. So and again, he was there like kind of more in a professional thing. So he wasn't really like hanging out with the Bears. He was just there to film. He was just there to produce. He took his job seriously. So I think that's why he got so blindsided, because he was just so focused on his work, and just Owen and Sam fucking, what's it called? Love bombing him, and just that I think he got blindsided pretty bad.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's see, because he worked for Owen, it was different, very different, and thank God for you, Hector. That's why we've got the lawsuit on Thursday next week, I think, on the 26th. Like if you hadn't have sort of woken him up a little bit, like, and it's true. To be fair, I have to say, I don't present every bear, and they're not all like the ones that I present, right? There are good people still in there caught up. There are. They're not all as crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so, but there was this other guy who I really helped out a lot, who also had a homestead. who after I told him what happened to Adam, like he just completely ignored everything, and he I guess even though I was there for him during hard times, I probably helped him out so much, like in labor costs, I saved him a couple $1,000s in just labor, and he just turned his back on me after this whole thing. And that's when I knew that there was no real loyalty or no high trust or any. That was all bullshit. It's just whoever is, and that's when I realized that the people that are still there, and despite knowing the facts from people uh, who who saw it firsthand, like how it's all just always just a fucking grifter, and still ignore it. Like that's the people I know who are legitimately cult members. Like they're cult members, and they want to be.
Thanks, Hector. Thank you.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's super interesting to hear someone who is on the inside. It always is.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Thanks.
Because Liz, you were definitely involved and you were invested enough to donate and all that, and you followed on. But were you ever part of the social bears like Hector was? Hector went to the festival.
Yeah, see,
Were you involved in the chat groups and stuff, Liz?
I was in the chat during his live streams.
Yeah, but not the private groups like Hector was.
No, never the private groups. I was in a private Facebook group that had nearly 1,500 people in it, but they just shared memes and things. That was nothing personal. There was no personal connections for me. Nothing like what the people that come and speak to us about. It blows my mind. It's very brave, because one, they live in America. Two, they have face-to-face interactions in real life with these people. And
2 NASA engineers may have just solved one of the biggest problems with air conditioning, and the big AC.
it's quite unreal that so many have spoken out. So many. But it helps other people so much. And Hector, did you know Camera Bear?
yeah, I did. I met him at the festival, and
So do you think there's a chance that he might speak out eventually?
I don't know. So some of these
Mm.
people are a bit of cowards. I mean, that's the reason why they haven't even gone after Owen. Even though I know this guy donated $10,000, he just rather just forget about it and ignore like it never happened instead of.
Wait a minute. Wait. Camera Bear gave $10,000. What?
No, I don't. No, he gave a lot of time and labor, but
Right.
there was this guy who, after I got out, I became part of this chat. I'm not allowed to disclose too much about it, but he
Sure.
was, he stated that he needed $10,000 to. Oh, and yet
Wow.
he's not even doesn't want to even go after. They just want to look back. That's it. That's the. I don't know. That's why now that I'm Orthodox Christian, I realize just how weak Protestants are, and that's what they are. It's like ignoring and letting evil have its way.
See that it wasn't Kung Fu Bear, was it? Because he's spoken out recently. That's Laurel Classics. Like, not spoken out, sorry. He's posted a lot of things on his Instagram, like making fun of Owen and the cult. It wasn't Kung Fu Bear?
Oh no, that was a good one though. I actually
Yeah.
Bear. I got some of his merchandise, and he really has it. I mean, he, at least for a little bit, he was really going after Owen. That's why Owen will not be. He'll never come back to LA after what he did after Kung Fu now, because Kung Fu has ties in LA. He would probably have some guy club him or somewhere.
Yeah, like he doesn't look shy to me. Kung Fu would be great to come on. I think Kung Fu could help the cult a lot. And
yeah, but I think he would ever do. He never even went to the meetups just because he's just like he just kind of does his own thing.
yeah, yeah. And so Adan, thank you for the super chat. Very generous. High trust and loyalty sound good. Just like just like other positive buzzwords. These words are actually actions though.
Yeah, but
Mm,
in an honor culture, again,
mm,
Owen knows nothing about honor because in an honor culture, he would have already been his head would have already spiked someone.
mm.
If
Yeah,
we were
wow.
if we were really an honor culture, that guy would have already been held accountable for all this shit he's done.
Yeah, wow. So Hoax had to go. So thank you so much, Hoax Wars. Amazing. I forget how much value he brings to the stream.
I didn't mean to take over.
No, not at all. Not at all. I thought he said he'd be able to pop on. So I'm just thrilled that he was able to stay as long as he did. I thought we were only getting him for 5-10 minutes, but he definitely wanted to say hi to you. Not at all, Hector. And you're welcome anytime, of course.
Yeah, no, it was just I felt like it was one of the streams where I should pop in.